Hey, what's happening? Thanks for your interest in eXp Realty. Here is a relatively short rundown of the business model and how the company is structured and the overall benefits to give you an idea of why the company has grown so quickly and why so many agents are joining. And so to begin with, this is our founder, Glenn Sanford. He founded the company in 2009. I'm going to talk more about kind of his background and his vision, but he's just an amazing visionary when it comes to the space of real estate and seeing where the economy and the business was going, and totally restructure and change the business model for agents, which we're going to go through in detail here coming up. Our core values are pretty simple. It's community, fun, we're agile, we're innovative, we have integrity, transparency, collaboration, sustainability, and service. And you could read more into these, but it's always important when you understand the core values of a company, what drives them and their culture. And EXPs are second to none. Our business model, this is the biggest thing that we really have to understand, is the shift in the business model from the traditional old-fashioned real estate business model, which I'll show you a graphic of here in a second, to the EXP business model. And so basically what Glenn Sanford identified was that there was an internet in 2009 and real estate companies were not leveraging the technology and the internet for the capabilities it provided with real estate agents and real estate brokerages, which caused a lot of inefficiencies in the business and costed agents a lot more than it needed to. And so if you look at the internet revolution over the years, there are examples like Blockbuster has gone away because of Netflix. No one goes into a brick and mortar store to rent movies anymore because you can be delivered your movies over the internet. And stores like Circuit City were put out of business by Amazon, right? You don't have to go into a brick and mortar store. Most brick and mortar stores are very much suffering nowadays because that business model doesn't work. It doesn't make sense anymore because you have Amazon. And the traditional real estate business model is going through the same challenges right now. If you look across the board, there are no publicly traded real estate companies in America that are profitable because their business model is inefficient and costs too much. And that is where eXp Realty comes in. And this is basically what the traditional real estate business model looks like. So you can see the difference between eXp and the old-fashioned traditional model. And so the way it started was there's a founder, right? There's Gary Keller for Keller Williams, or there's Coldwell and Banker for Coldwell and Banker, and they found an international real estate company. And then they go out and find regional owners. So they sell regions of the country to owners. So you own the Northwest or the Southeast, and those regional owners have exclusive ownership over that region. They go out and they find franchise owners. So they find people who will buy a Coldwell Banker franchise or a Century 21 franchise. They pay a lot of money for that, and they own the rights to that town inside of that region under that international owner. And those franchise owners have to go out and find managing brokers and staff, right? They have to find brokers that will open that office, administer that office, be support staff inside of that office. And then those people will go out and recruit agents. And agents are the component in the entire business model that make all of the money. But when they make the money goes back up to the rest of the pyramid. And most importantly, all the equity is owned above them, right? The agents do not own any equity. Any real estate agent who's been doing this for any period of time understands when you work for a traditional real estate company, you do not get any stock ownership in the office. You have to actually buy a franchise in order to get any type of equity. And so all the equity is owned above them. And so what Glenn Sanford did was he just eliminated all of the middlemen, the regional owners, the franchise owners, the brokers and staff, and replaced all of that benefit and equity with agents using cloud technology. So with cloud technology, you do not need the regional owners and the franchise owners and everybody else. And you can go directly from the international company to the real estate agent and allow them to reap additional benefits that were not available to them in the past. And so what those benefits look like are stock ownership and equity. I'll go into this in more detail. It's the revenue sharing program where agents are given a share of the revenue for agents that they bring into the company so they can benefit in the company's growth, and not just the regional owner or that franchise owner benefits from additional agents coming into the company. And then maybe most simply and importantly, you get an 80-20 split with a $16,000 cap, which is the most that you will pay in commission splits per anniversary year. And you keep the rest of your commissions minus a $250 transaction fee. Talk about this all in more detail in a second. But this is the difference between the old-fashioned model and the new model, very important to understand how all of these benefits are available at such a lower cost to the agent. And it's because all of the middlemen and all of that cost in between have been eliminated by this cloud-based model. And so it's one brokerage, not a franchise. Very, very important to understand that eXp is one national brokerage, one state brokerage. There are no franchises inside of it. And so it eliminates a lot of those middlemen and all that additional costs that you would normally have in the franchise model. So compensation, always the number one question, right? So very, very simple. On the commission side, it is an 80-20 split. Everybody starts at the same commission level. There are no special deals. There are no negotiating. Everyone has the same ability to benefit from this model. And it's one of the things that I like best about the company. And so it's an 80-20 split, and you get a $16,000 cap. That is about $3 million in production at a 2.7, 2.8% commission rate, average commission rate. And so anything you sell above $3 million in volume, you will keep 100% of minus a $250 transaction fee. In the standard costs for the company, there's a $149 startup fee when you activate your first month. That includes your first $85 a month university and tech fee. That is your only fixed cost. You pay $85 per month, regardless of whether or not you sell. That gets you the CRM, the website, the transaction management software, the marketing center, all of the training in the cloud, which we'll talk all about more in a second. And there is a $25 broker review fee that is only charged at closing, and there is a $60 risk management fee, which is basically E&O insurance that caps at $750. So you do not pay more than that throughout the year. Many companies will charge you $100 a month, regardless of you sell, of how much, regardless of if you sell or not. And so that total cost of $750 is very, very reasonable for E&O insurance. All right, so stock ownership. There are basically 5 different ways to get stock ownership in the company. The first one is when you make your first sale every year, eXp will give you a $200 stock award. When you cap every anniversary year, eXp will give you a $400 stock award. And then if you bring an agent into the company who also makes their first sale, eXp will give you a $400 stock award. These are stock awards. You do not have to pay for these. These are free. You do have to wait 3 years for them to vest before you can sell them, but this is a great way to accumulate equity in the company by just selling real estate the way you normally would. The second way is through the agent equity program. And this is a program where you can dedicate 5% of your commissions to buy stock at a 5% discount. And so you can get equity in the company like a retirement plan by just dedicating a portion of your commissions to purchase stock at the end of every month. This is optional. You don't have to participate, but because you don't pay a franchise fee like you do in most companies, this is a great way to build up equity and have a retirement plan into the future. And if you're going to stay at the company for a very long time and make it money, you might as well benefit from equity in the long run. And then the final way to earn stock is through the Icon Award. Most companies have some type of top agent, top producer type of award. Icon is eXp's award. And what they do is they don't give you just a trophy. You do get a trophy and you do get recognized on social media, but they also give you a $16,000 stock award back. So you basically get your $16,000 cap back in stock for being a top producer at the company. It is by far the industry's best award for top producers and makes the most sense for somebody who's selling real estate at a high level because it almost puts you at the company at 100+%. I can tell you this, the Icon Awards that I got 3 or 4 years ago are worth much more than $16,000 today. You can kind of do the math based on the stock price over the last 3 or 4 years. Revenue share is the second pillar. This is where the company think about it as a referral fee. Will give you a portion of the company revenue. So when the company collects that $16,000, half of it is dedicated to go back to the agents who are building the company. So if you bring someone into the company, this looks like a complicated chart with a bunch of percentages on it. I can explain this in more detail, but just understand this is the dollar figures on each level. So anybody who you bring into the company on your first level, you get $2,800. If they bring someone into the company and you have 5 frontliners, you'll make $3,200 per agent per year if they are a capping agent. So it's something that over time can build up and become a really significant passive income stream if you are out there telling your friends about the great experience that you're having and bringing them to the company. In most cases, at a normal brokerage, you might get a $25 gift card or something to Starbucks. If you do that, here you will get compensated as long as you and that agent are active in the company. The company will continue to compensate you for it. And I can tell you that this can really turn into a life-changing income in a few years by just bringing in a couple of people a year, which normally most of us who are nice folks that do business in a high-level manner are going to attract agents who want to do business with us. And this is a great compensation model to keep ensure that over the long run you are compensated for bringing great agents into the company. And then some other benefits I'll run through real quickly. There are tons more, and we can go into great detail, but we're the only company that has agent healthcare. There's amazing costs. Everyone who I know uses this. It's about half or less of what a normal health insurance plan would cost you. And so this is a huge benefit for independent contractors who don't have benefits. There are over 50 hours of live training every week in the cloud. This is just national training. There's additional training on the state level, and on our team level, there's additional training. So more resources and accessibility to information than you could ever want. And most of these trainings are done by icon level agents. So they're the best agents in the company, giving back, sharing what they do, best practices wise, and benefiting agents, because that's part of the culture, is to give back and share what you're doing well so everybody else can succeed. There's tons of resources and real-time support. Someone is available 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific time every day to answer the phone, tell you where the resources are, point you in the right direction. And there's never a point where you can't get a hold of somebody. On the local level, we have a broker on duty 12 hours a day, 7 days a week to answer questions and sign contracts. There is never a time when you should feel like you're isolated and you don't have access to somebody who can support you. CRM and lead generation. This is one of my favorite parts of all the resources. We get an amazing lead generation website and CRM that we use at a very high level. And this is something that comes with your $85 a month. You don't have to pay additional for it. It's a full IDX searchable website. So your clients can go on there and register and look for properties. You can see what they're doing. You can generate leads on social media with it. It's an amazing system that I highly recommend, and we use at a very high level, and we'd love to help you learn how to use it. And then finally, this is an international real estate company. So one of the amazing things about eXp is not only is it expanding internationally, but you have the opportunity, if you have friends in France or Brazil who are in real estate and you bring them into the company, they can become part of your real estate organization and you can get revenue share from them. So where else can you get for $149 an international real estate operation? The only place you can do it is here at eXp. So the benefits are plenty. The business model is amazing. If there's anything that you have specific questions on or you need more information on, just reach out, book a meeting with me. I'd be happy to go in more detail with it. But this by far has changed my life in a few short years. The opportunity here is something that was much larger than I could have ever imagined. And I'd love to tell you more about that history and see what your goals and plans are and help you achieve them. So if you have any questions, you can use the link below to book a meeting, or as always, reach out, Dylan@buybigisland.com, or I'm Kona Broker on Instagram, and I'd love to have a conversation with you. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you soon.